Good afternoon, everyone. Bettina Carey here for the We Empower You community. And I'm here with 20 folks who've joined us here this afternoon. We're going to dive deep into keeping it simple. And I'm going to be bringing on Lee Romanoff, the president of Income Activator. She's going to be sharing with us a little bit more about how the income side of our We Empower You membership works. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And Lee, take it away. And by the way, Lee's on a tight schedule today, so you might have to get your questions asked and answered after this meeting. And I'm going to ask you to unmute, Lee. Go for it.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
It's true that youth was wasted on the young. Okay, so let's start by playing the wise words of Tom Peters, because I think everybody here can relate to Tom Peters. Go ahead, Bettina.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Just 1 second here.
It's 1 minute and 22 seconds into it, I think.
Just the 1:22, okay.
I believe so.
Okay, backing up. How about an 18? I'll start there.
Has to say about the importance of finding
Perfect.
your own strengths and passion
Perfect.
and using that to carve out a career path for yourself.
The brand you idea means come hell or high water, or hell and high water. From the beginning of your career, you need to think about your areas of distinction. All human beings are entrepreneurs. When we were in the caves, we were all self-employed, finding our food, feeding ourselves. That's where human history began. As civilization developed, we suppressed it. We became, quote unquote, labor. All of this new world is about behaving in an entrepreneurial fashion as if you did not have a standard career path ahead of you, comma, because you don't have a standard career path ahead of you. Independence is not an option, it is a must.
Now I'm going to share.
Thank you,
You're
Bettina.
welcome.
Now, what I want to talk to you guys about is, how easy or hard it is to be an entrepreneur. Now, everybody has something here to sell, whether it's their own product or service or the membership. Now, Lauren, you have your own product and service. What do you need to do to sell a product, Lauren? What are the stages that you have to go to get a client to sell? Can you just sort of, if you were to hire somebody, what would you say they would need to do to sell your service?
Well, they would need to let as many people know about it as possible.
How would they do that? If you were to hire me to sell your service, what would you say I would need to do today, the first thing tomorrow morning?
Well, first of all, you would need to understand what the service is and who the customers are, and what their need is, right? What they want, and be able to speak to what they're looking for.
Perfect. Well, what would be my first job to closing a sale? How would I go about doing that?
Probably giving them a free consultation.
How would I find them?
Oh, how would you find them? Well, you have to look for what they're searching for.
So I would have to, but how would I do that?
Well, you would have to possibly go to Google and find the AdWords that they're clicking on.
Okay, so so basically I would have to do a lot of work to find your ideal client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, good.
Probably, yeah.
And close them. Okay, Susan, how do you sell your art piece? How do you find clients to sell your art piece?
Oh, it's so hit and miss. And came to Jamestown, New York. So it's not 3 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock. But anyway, I like to throw a little humor in there. Hi, Doris. So yeah, my plan was to go put a bunch of artwork in galleries. I actually had a show in a coffee shop in January, and nobody bought anything, but you know, it's just very hit and miss with art.
Okay, so here's my point. Everybody needs to actually be able to identify what they need to do to sell a client. And if you get out a pen and paper, you would have to, let's say you would have to advertise, you would have to start a maybe a meetup group, you might have to do a radio show. So basically you need to find clients, and that should be on your schedule of what you need to do every day. So I will probably bet you that nobody today did anything that they needed to do to actually sell something, to identify what the steps are for sales and actually how to sell things and go through it. So if you write down your to-do list, or you look at over your last week's to-do list, I would bet that the 80-20 rule applies. That 80% of the work that you guys are doing could have been scratched off and opened up to actual closing of your product.
Mhm.
And you really need to now, tomorrow's to-do list, everybody here should identify exactly what they need to do to find that person and what they need to do to sell. And then look at their to-do list and cross out everything that is not part of your sale. It's a pretty crazy idea, but it's exactly where you guys need to refocus. Now, the membership platform is, I could tell you that right away on how to sell. All you do is you could start a meetup group, you could do a radio interview, you could do anything you want to do to invite people to these meetings, because entrepreneurs need this membership. They need the website, they need the sponsorship package, they need the TV show. And all your only process is basically to work your network that you already have and invite them to these meetings. You should do that in addition to what you're doing. And then while I'm saying that is that I want everybody this year to have at least 100 people under them that have joined, so that they've got $80,000 a year annually. That's a beautiful target. And if you don't have that target, consider having that target, because you won't have to work that hard anymore. You won't even have to work that hard doing, things you shouldn't be doing. Okay. So write down everything you need to do to find a client and close a client. Then when you write down your to-do list tomorrow, cross out all those things, the 80% that has nothing to do with selling. And then now 80% of your day is open. Consider through your network inviting people to these meetings, because every entrepreneur needs what we have. It's a beautiful opportunity, and have that target of 100 people right in front of you, because that one little thing can get you $80,000 a year. It is amazing, and it's easy. It's easy. You use your network and you invite. It's not trying to sell an art piece, because that's hard. It's trying to sell, stress for less. I mean, that's hard, Lauren. It is hard. I know it's hard selling. So anyway, consider invitations as a side business, and let's target at $80,000 a year. And the process is simply inviting people that that are entrepreneurs that could really benefit from these courses even every week, because it sort of straightens you out. So the next video that I want to talk to you about is very, very interesting for you guys, because I have a feeling that I'm talking to a lot of coaches, and the coaches have a lot of fancy words. You guys have words that are very soft and sort of feel good, but it's like trying to step on a jellyfish, what you guys are talking about, because you're always sort of cushioning it with pretty words and complicated strings of words that nobody would use to search for what you have. So now this video is going to show you, Bettina, okay, this video, don't put it on right now, Bettina. Give me a minute to explain it. This video is of a guy, maybe he's about 30, maybe 40. It was his birthday and he wanted a brown leather jacket. So Darren, his friend, invites him over to his place, and Darren is going to convince him that he didn't want a brown leather jacket for his birthday, that he wanted a BMX bicycle. Now, when you watch this video, it's only a couple minutes, you will see that Darren is using very simple words, and it's part of neuro-linguistic programming, but it doesn't work when you complicate your words. And Darren knows exactly what he wants to sell or present to this person to get him to believe that he wanted a BMX bicycle for his birthday as opposed to a leather jacket. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the video, and then after the video, it will show you what words and how Darren did this. And when you're watching this video, think in your head about your own product or service and eliminate the complicated words and put simple, actionable words. Because when you start planting these and presenting these in a way somebody can understand, you will make the sale. So Bettina, do you want to play this video? Because it's fascinating.
Absolutely.
Imagine if instead of trying to work out what your complicated friends want for their birthdays, you could just go out and get whatever you like and then convince them that that's what they want. Life would be so much easier. And if you come and take a seat just over here, that'd be great. Just there.
Just there.
Thank you very much.
Look at the imagery.
So, we spoke on the phone a few days ago.
Yes.
And I asked you to write down something you'd like for your birthday.
Yes.
I also asked you to sign the back of it when I spoke to you and gave you these instructions, so that basically when you brought it with you today, which I hope you have done, you know that no one's going to steam it open or switch it or do anything with it.
Absolutely.
All kept secret?
Very much so.
Excellent. All right. Well, I have bought you a present. Now, don't get overexcited. It is in the big box behind you.
Right.
Right? It may be a small present in a big box.
Right.
Or it may be a big present in a big box.
Okay.
The size of the box will not necessarily give you any clues.
Sure.
All right. When you walk into a shop and you see something that you know you have to have, what is that feeling like? Describe it for me.
I guess it's quite sort of sudden, and you have a definite positivity about it, and often you'll go away and see other things, but then you come back to the thing you saw first, and it's like, you know.
Well, just take that feeling and just sort of amplify it a bit for me, because it is a really good feeling. It's important to understand that feeling of positivity that you describe. Okay. And also, very nice to meet you, and thank you for coming on the show. Let me explain to you how I buy gifts or presents for people, all right? And this is the best way to handle, bar none, the problem of, you know, what to settle for when you're going to buy gifts for somebody that's a little bit difficult to buy for, all right? Now, what I do is, rather than recycle the same sort of two tired bottles of wine or box of chocolates, which are no fun to receive, I go out and I buy anything, and then I make that person fall in love with it, all right, by creating a strong feeling of desire for that object. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? And it absolutely works. They get all sort of pumped up, you know, they get that feeling of that positivity you were describing, they beam excitement for it. And, you know, it's a win-win thing, because they get a present that they love, and, you know, I get rid of some stuff out the back of my kitchen cupboard or whatever. But what I want you to really understand about this, because it's important, is that that feeling is so strong, can be so extreme, that it can replace the memory of what they actually wanted. So even though 2 days before they may have said, I want X, whatever that is, you know, like a really nice car, like a BM or an Xbox or something like that, something they really wanted, suddenly now they think they always wanted what I got them. You know, and they're like, well, why would I want another car or an Xbox? That'd be useless to me. And suddenly this thing is useless to them because they're so delighted and surprised by what I got them that they forget what they originally wanted. Does that make sense? It actually replaces that memory.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent, cool. Good, so you can have anything you like. What's your dream present?
The BMX bike.
A BMX bike?
Yes.
That'd be fantastic. And that would make you feel great, wouldn't it?
It would fulfill a childhood dream.
Really? Is it a childhood dream to have one?
I never got one when I was a
You never got one when you were a kid, so it'd be great to have one. Okay. Do you want to have a look?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Come and have a look. Ready?
Yes.
What colour is it? What did you have in mind?
Red.
Red?
Yeah.
Have a look. Want to grab that?
Good, nice and light.
Yeah. Let's just put it over here. Sort of thing you had in mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this really a childhood dream to have one?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you got all red.
I'm just amazed. I was just slightly odd.
I'm delighted. Well, happy birthday. I hope it's...
Thank you very much.
I don't know a lot about bikes, so I hope it's the right sort. And out of interest, what did you write?
I've got it with me if I still...
And what did you
I wrote a
write?
BMX bike is what I wrote.
So when you came in here, you were wanting a BMX bike? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's probably not the case. If you can detach yourself from what's happened here a little bit, was it really a BMX bike you wanted when you came in?
That's what I'd written down, yeah.
You may have done, but
Right.
that's very unlikely. Are you sure? If you think back, are you sure you're right? BMX bike is what you want. That absolutely feels right, doesn't it, when you think about what you want?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yes?
because that's what I wrote down, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm so flabbergasted that it's there.
Take it out, have a look. No one's touched this, have they? Where's it been? Where's it been since you wrote it?
It's been in my wallet.
In your wallet. Go on, have a look.
No, even. I'm shaking.
Let's just have a look at the back. You know, you signed your name across it.
Sorry, sorry.
This is the date and the time.
It was 1:10 on Saturday.
10+1 last Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. But genuinely, no one's touched this since you wrote it.
No, because I signed it over here, so you couldn't do it.
Let's just have a look. What's it say?
Leather jacket.
Leather jacket. Did you want leather jacket?
No, I wanted to be a Max.
So why did you write leather jacket?
I didn't.
You didn't write leather jacket. That's your handwriting.
That's
isn't
my
it?
handwriting as well.
This is what you want.
This
yeah?
is what I want, yeah.
Right. Any idea why you wrote that?
No.
That gives you that feeling of
Yes.
spontaneous positivity. That. Yes? Not
Yes.
this. You don't want that.
No.
That's useless to you.
Absolutely.
So you're happy with your present? As am I. Congratulations and happy birthday again. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. I'm genuinely a bit freaked out, in a nice way. I came in here thinking, if I can suss this out, if there's some kind of thing going on that you know, I can work out logically, I'm just going to do it, and, you know, I'm not going to be an arse about it. I'm going to play along, and... but I'm stunned. That's definitely my right, and that's my J, and I've got no need for a leather jacket, and I don't know what's going on. What's my name? He's going to have me in a pickle jar by 2. I know it.
So if you found yourself wanting a BMX too, this is probably why. Very nice to meet you and thank you for coming on the show. Let me explain to you how I buy gifts or presents for people, all right? And this is the best way to handle, bar none, the problem of, you know, what to settle for when you're going to buy gifts for somebody that's a little bit difficult to buy for, all right? Now, what I do is rather than recycle the same sort of 2 tired bottles of wine or box of chocolates, which are no fun to receive, I go out and I buy anything, and then I make that person fall in love with it, all right, by creating a strong feeling of desire for that object. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? And it absolutely works. They get all sort of pumped up, you know, they get that feeling of that positivity you were describing. They beam excitement for it. And, you know, it's a win-win thing because they get a present that they love and, you know, I get rid of some stuff out the back of my kitchen cupboard or whatever. But what I want you to really understand about this is that feeling is so strong, can be so extreme that it can replace the memory of what they actually wanted. So even though 2 days before they may have said, I want X, whatever that is, you know, like a really nice car, like a BM or an Xbox or something like that, something they really wanted, suddenly now they think they always wanted what I got them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent, cool. Good, so you can have anything you like. What's your dream present?
The BMX bike.
All right.
Okay, so here's the situation. Your website needs to have the images of what you want to sell. Your words need to be simple to people, and you need to use them in your description. You need to elicit emotion, and you need to lead them along the path of where you want them to go. So sales is easy if you put it into simple terms and you know by the end where you're going to get to. So going back to the initial thing, identify what you need to do to sell. Look at your list, do the 80-20 rule, cross out 80% of the stuff that you're doing tomorrow that is not going to help you sell. Look at your website. Is the imagery there to what you want to sell? And is your verbiage there to how to sell? And regardless of that, invite your friends to these meetings, because Bettina knows all of this.
That was great. Let's give Lee a round of applause here today. So simple. The KISS philosophy, keep it simple, right?
Right. Bettina, can you put that video in the chat so that everybody can watch it?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. And can't thank you enough for joining us here again, Lee. As always, strategy trumps marketing anytime. So
thank you, Bettina. Anyone have any quick question before I go?
Now's your chance. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
I got
guys.
a question.
Oh, we do.
What about something that's not tangible? So a service as opposed to a product.
It's the same thing. Use simple words, position what it is in simple language to the person you're selling. What I would suggest you do is you go through that video and pretend you're selling them your service. And how would you change those words? I'd write out that whole script and read to your service. Whether it's a product or service, it's still something that you want them to get excited over, to give them something that they can use, and just change up your words, but make sure your words are simple and clear so that they can get it subliminally.
So are you saying, Lee,
so it doesn't matter? Yeah.
So does that mean I mean, I love the kind of subliminal suggestions that was in it. He kept touching him. He was there present, but with like Lauren, for example, who sells, you know, hypnosis, relax your way to success, or me, blood sugar, weight loss. Do you like incorporate those words in? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you mean? Or more clever than that with, you know, because I'm watching him BMX, the red, extreme, BM plus X, you know, red wine. I mean, it was subliminal. Really. I think you're muted, Lee. No.
Did Lee fall off?
There you go.
Oh, there
Sorry.
she is.
Yeah, I'm back. Thanks, guys. Yeah, go start with your conclusion of what you want to sell. Be very, very clear exactly. And then work your way backwards. That's how to get there. So if you start with your conclusion, write down the words of what you want to sell. Very simple words, not complicated words, exactly what it is. And then watch that video line for line. And how would you readjust that in the words to sell your product? So you're going to have to reverse engineer it. But once you get that strategy, it becomes very clear. Mm-hmm. But you start with the conclusion, always use simple words, and reverse engineer it. Fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. But is the conclusion? I'm sitting here being taught that when you're talking, you're always talking about the results, the results, the results. You know what I mean? And so is it the results that you're speaking of? Because, you know, it's very tangible. He had a BMX bike, you know,
Right.
not having 3% body fat or being fit or Ironman, when, you know what I mean? A BMX bike. So I'm trying to think in terms of the service. Is it the results that you're?
Yeah, it's your actual product. What is the product that they want to buy?
Okay.
You got to be
Susan has a
focused
question
on
too.
So
yeah, you got to be focused on your product. Yeah.
So I guess the bottom of line of my question is, so who actually is going to write all of this script, like in a website, for example? Are we supposed to come up with all these words that are subliminally plugged into all of the comments and all the description?
No, I mean, I'm just showing you the basic of how to do things. If you, a lot of what I talk about, people want the whole house built for them. I'm just giving you a foundation. I'm just saying, identify your actual product or service that you want to sell. Identify that. Then what are the words that relate to that product or service? And then go back and watch that video line for line and start putting in your words to your product or service. And that's a good way of starting. And also, if there's colors or if there's shapes associated with your product or service, look at your website. Does that also reflect the end result of your product or service? If you saw the video, you would see that there's tires and there was red and there was everything there to get that person to that mindset. So that video tells it all. You just now reverse engineer once you very clearly identify what you want that person to end up with and be excited by.
It's
Fun,
fascinating.
isn't it? You guys will be watching this video a few times, that's for sure.
I love that you're always turning us on our head. I never know what's coming.
But Bettina, this is what we were talking about the membership.
Yes.
And doing the radio show. Yeah,
yes. You want to get into that a little bit as well before you head out?
Well, it's very simple. Well, no, what we're doing isn't very simple. It's because we have two things. We've got the actual membership that people can use as their own and sell as their own and include their product or service as their own. So basically, we've given everybody a gorilla membership for nothing that they can make 50% on, the $800. The other advantage is that if you become a member, you then have the website platform, the TV show, the sponsorship package, the media, where you can actually build out your own niche. A lot of people that become a member focus on the membership niche because that's just the freaking easiest thing to do. It's not as complicated as selling a piece of artwork or selling stress for less like Lauren does. What Debbie does. You guys really have picked a hard road. I would never do that. I'd kick it. I would just run away. This membership platform is just simple. It's brain dead easy. You invite people, and people that want the membership for their business, they get it. And people that want the membership just to be part of their revenue stream, and they don't even have to buy into it, but they've got it. It's theirs. Everybody in the world right now has this membership platform. And they can add their service.
Moria?
Yeah, Lee, well, I'm confused because he didn't come in saying he wanted the leather jacket. He may have written it down, but he came in saying he wanted a BMX, so he didn't really have to convince him.
No, he came in, he wrote down that he wanted a leather jacket before he got to the studio.
Right.
And then Darren started to talk to him about, oh, I got you a birthday present. So the guy already wrote down before he got there that he wanted a brown leather jacket. But Darren, through his words and positioning, convinced him that he wanted a BMX bike.
Which is what he said right at the very beginning.
No, he said it at the end, Moria. He said it at the end, not the beginning. At the end,
watch it again.
Yeah. I put
Gloria,
it in
watch again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
are we all good now?
Yeah, just to be clear, I mean, what Lee is saying is that the words you choose help you to win or lose. So be careful with the words.
Simple words, red, bike.
Yeah.
Not complicated, convoluted thing where people are walking away starry-eyed, having no idea. So start with what you're selling at the end. Start at the end. What exactly are you selling? What are the words, the colors, the shapes? And then re-engineer your pitch. Okay?
Okay.
I'm glad I left you guys with something interesting.
Thank you so much, Lee. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye, guys.
You guys all know Lee's phone number if you're going to need to get in touch with her.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give it one more time, Lee.
949-545-4211 or 911 would be good too.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Oops, I didn't mean to take your camera off there, Lauren. I meant to actually give you co-hosting here. So I'm going to ask you to start your video again. So we had planned actually to start our meeting a little bit differently this time around, but Lee had to come in and get out. So if you've come to this meeting for the first time and you think that you're in the middle of a book, you kind of are. So now we're going to start with opening up the forward. I'm going to have Lauren Archer, who's a co-host of the summit with me, and Johnny Severy, and we all three of us are also producing the Awaken Inner Power Hour. I'm going to have her introduce just some intention for tonight's meeting, and then I'm going to share with you what the membership is all about. Lauren, take it away. I'm going to put you on the bigger screen.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, there you go.
I'm upstairs in a different room today because starting tomorrow, I'm having some French doors put on my office now that everybody's working from home. I've got this sun coming in, trying to find the right spot. There we go. I guess that'll work for now. So hi, everybody. It's so great to be together and exploring how this membership might work. And it's so big. There's so much to it. And so one of the things I want to bring us back to is who we are and what you can look forward to. So this membership is really about empowerment, right? We empower you. Bettina has had a vision since I've known her to empower women. And as many of us who have been solopreneurs and entrepreneurs know and recognize, it's hard doing it alone. There's a lot to it. And for those of us like Bettina and I and many of you in this group, we come from a spirit of generosity, and we're here to make a positive difference in the world. And so we tend to give and give and give and give and give. And sometimes our bank account does not reflect the generosity that we're putting out there. And so what I really value about this membership is there's a couple of different things. One is the profit sharing potential. So just being part of this and sharing about the membership benefits all of us, and it raises the level, right? A rising tide lifts all boats. Another, of course, is the Income Activator platform and Lee's marketing coaching. It's so easy to get lost in how much there is to do, and having expert marketers like Bettina and Lee to be able to break it down for us and say, okay, here's a strategy. Here's a way to think about this. You don't get all of that in one meeting. You don't get all of that in one session. It's cumulative, right? So that's why showing up and participating and putting it all in context with everything else that you've learned and that you're learning can be helpful. And I think most importantly is the opportunity to contribute. Depending on what kind of business model you have, you can contribute something to this membership and you can start offering your own membership. And the more people that contribute, the more value we grow. And so ultimately, empowerment is about making the world a better place and the ripple effect that we're going to have. Because as each one of us grows to our highest potential in our individual lives and in our individual businesses, we're able to make a more positive difference. And that ripple effect is going to reach out into our communities, into our families, and that makes a huge difference. It's not a get rich quick scheme. There is definitely energy, time, effort involved in creating your site and creating your program. And the simplest way, though, and there are opportunities, is to simply promoting the membership, promoting other people in this group, and taking a percentage of that. And as Lee has said in previous meetings, that's what a lot of the big companies do, right? That's what Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram and a lot of these companies, they're not selling their product, they are promoting. They are selling a platform where other people can sell their products. So even if you're just getting started, being able to find a few people in this group whose work resonates with your own and be able to share that can get you some cash flow as you're building and developing your own product. So that's just a little bit of a taste. Right now we're at a pivotal point in history where as we look around, we see that systems are breaking down. People have had to pivot. So many people have lost their jobs. And with COVID and the resulting quickening in terms of technology, businesses are doing business in a new way. And thanks to the internet, thanks to the technology we have available, there's never been a better time to launch a business and to get started on doing something on your own. And even if this isn't your full time, there's a fabulous principle. I read the book back when I was in my late 20s, I think, called Multiple Streams of Income. And so even if you're doing this as a side gig, it is helpful to build streams, multiple streams, so that when if one stream dries up, or we have like the stock market today, right? Big tank. So if you have things in the world at risk, it's great to have additional streams. I'm trying to get out of that big bright sunshine that keeps coming. Additional streams to keep you afloat. So that's why I'm here. I'm enjoying it. I've built multiple websites, multiple platforms, but I don't like to work alone. And working together, collaborating is fabulous. I need those constant reminders because as a business person, doing it all myself, I can spin out very quickly. So having this group to be accountable, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's right. Work on that this week. Okay, we just keep going. So that's been super helpful for me. So I'll shoot it back to you, Bettina.
I'm going to put this back to gallery view. I would like folks to see your new program that you launched here. This is a great place to launch a new program, whether that's a kind of course-related program like what you're doing, Lauren, but challenges. I just launched a challenge in December and a challenge in January, and both of them were very successful challenges. So this is a great group to have your opportunity presented to us. So in the room, while we're here, where can I go on your website to find your description of your program?
Well, so you want to see my Ideas Exposed website or my...
Oh, yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Okay. Yeah, so Ideas Exposed.
Okay.
And so what we did temporarily is I have the program, so Lee was able to embed my other website because I actually built another website before I started this. So she's just got an embedded page in there, and I'm working on a different one right now that we're going to...
Can you see it?
I can.
Great. Let me poke around. Tell me where to go.
Well, if you look at the top menu there, it says relax your way to success. Let's see if that turns out.
And I will point out that she also has the membership and the event, the upcoming summit. She also has the stores, and she also has Relax Your Way to Success, which is her program.
Yeah, so that's the embedded page, which I'm doing temporarily. So you can see she just was able to take my other website and plop it right in there.
And I'm going to scroll down so you guys can see it. Let me know when I need to stop. Or
so, yeah, okay, there we go.
So mental focus, stress management, energy mastery.
This is a 12-month program, so it's not like a quick sell, right? It's a $15.99 price point.
And I don't know if you want me to play any portion of this video, but
no, not now.
Okay. Remember, I'll put this in the chat.
Okay.
Obviously, Miss overqualified.
Right. Yeah.
Here's the 12-month program, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been great to share this with everybody. So if you're interested in this opportunity with Lauren's program, she does have, this is a member benefit. So you can just sign up with Lauren tonight, and she has the happy hour, the heart happy hour tonight. And on 2 Tuesdays and 2 Thursdays, she has other programming that's part of it. And we were just, me and I and a couple others, Jody, were on that last night. And it's going to be a lot of fun to work with you, Lauren, as always.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this is, it's getting into like what I call the art of intentional manifestation, right? So if you want to use your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy to create the life you want, as opposed to getting in your own way and sabotaging yourself. So that's what I've spent 30 plus years in developing, and I've synthesized some of my secrets to share with people. So it's fun, it's useful, it's a way that you can focus your mind to and your energy to get what you want quicker and faster.
So before we transition to sharing a little bit about the Awaken Inner Power Hour, can you explain just the transition that you had to make from going from someone who paid a lot of gurus to tell you what to do, to come to a place of where you got what we were sharing, and then now you're actively earning money from making that transition, as well as launching your own program? There's that connect the dot between what, which most people come into this going like, what are you doing? And then finally it just clicks in. And once it sinks in, it's like, why wasn't I doing this all of my life?
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously for me, it's because it wasn't there. And much of what I was doing before, I think was building, building my program, building what I was doing. But I would say a big transition point was just the recognition. I mean, I'm a group person. I lead groups. I love working together in groups. It's like the old African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I can't do this all myself. There is no way. And I needed a platform to be able to help me extend my reach. And that is part of what the We Empower You platform is doing and building. We are extending the reach of each individual. We're able to support one another. I am happy to share proceeds with people that promote my program. So I do have an affiliate program outside of this, but if you're part of this, you might as well just sell this program. But I mean, you could just be one of my affiliates and get a percentage of my program, and that would be it, right? But why do that when you can get, you could sell to your customer base all of these programs, Debbie's program, what Tia's delivering, what Rita's delivering, Tamara's got a program, right? So anybody who gets involved gets access to all of that. And this is about elevating consciousness. It's about making the world a better place. It's about empowering individual entrepreneurs. I ended up hiring Lee to do my site because I know myself. And I can spin out over perfection. And I would have spent probably 6 months on the homepage and never been satisfied with it. So I finally got to a place where it's like, you know what? Okay, I have to know what I don't know. I know how to do what I do, but the marketing of it is not my area of expertise. So let me trust Bettina and Lee and see what they come up with. And so that's what I've been doing, just following step by step. There's a lot more that I still plan to do, but it's taken me much faster to this point than if I had tried to do it all by myself.
Yes, Tamara writes, done is better than perfect. And I actually say done is more profitable than perfect. So yes. we're 3 perfectionists. So trust me, this has cost us a lot over our lifetime.
Right. And I've been part of Tamara's coaching groups as well. And she's been very instrumental in the philosophy that, if you wait till you have it all perfect, it's just never going to go. You have to just jump out there with the minimum viable product, as they call it, start testing, and to know that you can keep changing as you go. So
absolutely. I mean, my iPhone is still not perfect, and I'm ready to buy the 12. And this is like, I've gone through 6, 7, 8, 11 now. Now I'm ready for 12. Still imperfect. So I wanted to go ahead and lead with both Tamara and then followed by Debbie Waldeck and share a little bit, but comment one more on the Awaken in Her Power Hour, because that is something that so one of the benefits you get as a member, a paying member of the club, is the 5-minute spotlight. But you can also go to the WWTVN and buy an actual television show position, and that is $9.97, and that's what we're doing. We're going to bring over our programming, our podcast programming that we've produced, as well as our television programming, into one place. Shay Vaughn, the president of the WWTVN, the Worldwide Television Network, has given us the 5-minute spotlight, and she is the mother of Vince Vaughn, the famous actor. So she's got a lot of things to say about movies and TV. So just tell a little bit more about the Awaken in Her Power Hour, another program we're developing.
Well, we're developing that because it is part of what we love and what we believe and what we teach and how we live. So it is, it's awakening, not just, it's called Awaken in Her Power Hour, but it's about femininity and feminine leadership. So our world has been heavily skewed toward the masculine for a long time. And I'm not talking male versus female or men versus women, okay? Because all women have masculine sides and all men have feminine sides. But in terms of our culture and our values, we have placed so many values on the masculine, on external measures of success, on things being logical and linear, on financial gain, etc., often at the expense of the feminine. And the feminine would be the creative, the soulful, the sensual, the artistic, the emotional. And we're witnessing a crisis in our country, a crisis of values. And so bringing the feminine wisdom back into the conversation is a big piece of what we're all about. And so Janaki is in her 70s, Bettina is in her 60s. I'm going to be in my 60s before long. I'll be 59 next week. So we bring 3 generations of wisdom and lots of experience in this realm to introduce and share like tools, techniques, processes, concepts, ideas about what is feminine leadership? What does that mean? What does it mean to awaken? What does it mean to get out of the trance of mass hypnosis of what we're seeing in our culture and awaken to living a life on your own terms? And what is power, right? Awaken in her power. Power is the ability to affect change. And the world needs powerful people right now with a good heart who want to come out and make a difference. So that's a part of my why we're doing what we're doing, besides the fact that I just absolutely adore Bettina and Janaki, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I adore you back. That's for sure.
Thanks.
So next I'm going to turn it over. Thank you, Lauren. I'm going to turn it over to Tamara and then Debbie. Tamara just launched another program this week. I'm in it as well. Woohoo! Multiple programs. Get the wisdom of all these ladies, among others.
Yes. What's the highest service for you right now for the group?
I think the highest service is an update as to where you're going with your program, the meaning of space, and the launch of the next reiteration of what you're up to.
Yeah, so this is, I'm a consummate teacher, so I'll do it from that perspective too, because I'm always learning and then I have to translate what I learned. So as an entrepreneur, I am a shiny pebble person, and I've jumped around and not made decisions and put stakes in the ground for a very, very long time. And it's hurt my pocketbook, my spirit, my soul, in terms of aligning myself to my core mission. So the short and long story is I am rolling out a business that I actually invented over 15, almost 20 years ago. I'm reinventing it and bringing it into this new day with the new needs and new language. And it's all around the psychology of space and how your space impacts your well-being on all levels, financial, health, you name it, all of the levels it impacts. And so it's a body of work that really talks about that mirror between your life and your space, and how to use your space as a tool to change and better your life. And it's an immediate, I'm doing a free workshop here on the 6th coming up, and I'm working on the title right now. And it's basically 5 simple ways to, hold on a second, let me look and I'll get it right. I'm working on it. You can tell me thumbs up if you like it or thumbs down if you don't like it. 5 simple ways to transform your home and office to dramatically improve your life. And is that a thumbs up or down, or work on it still?
Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah.
Say it again.
5 simple ways to transform your home and office to dramatically improve your life.
I think it's too many words.
Okay. All right. I've got about 4 masterminds giving me feedback, so I'm integrating. So less words, but same intent?
Same intent, yes.
Okay. So I'm running a challenge right now that is a 5-day challenge that is my challenges are very robust. They're almost small classes. And today I hit a marker, and I just wish this for everyone. Maybe you've already hit yours. I hit mine today, it was the reflection of the students reflecting back to me how powerful the concept is and what it did in their lives to change their lives almost in an instant, within like one idea or one sentence. And so that is really beautiful. So it was like this moment of time when I've carried this dream for 15, 20 years, and the crack of the light came in to send back to me, it's real, keep going, keep having the faith and the courage to keep going. And I know it's real, but it's not an easy concept to explain. And it's not an easy concept until you experience it. You have to experience it to get it. And when you experience it, you go, what is that? And what happened, right? So that's the whole idea behind what I'm doing. And I'm about ready. The other thing that I did not do well is I didn't create a system. And so I am in the process of rolling that out. It's a 16-week full-on transformation program that you travel with me, and you go through all the elements and assessments and planning and visioning and everything to create the transformation in your life and your space. And so inside a little under 4 months, you will absolutely have a different life. I can guarantee it, and that is my promise, because I've seen it happen so many times for so many people. So I'm a space junkie, AKA your home and your office and your workspace. And that's my goal and my mission. And I'm just getting rebirthed and started. And I was listening to this, and I think something that is inspired me. I own the domain 10-Minute Solutions. And I may take that domain and make that this project, which is clutter clearing is really the first step. So, or what are 10-minute solutions that you could have to make changes in your life with ease and grace? So anyway, I'll just throw that out as something I'll think about. And that's what I'm up to.
Lovely, lovely. I'm going to have I'm gonna have to say also that I was in your One Big Thing, which you're not doing anymore, but that's what brought to fruition this particular One Big Thing in my life. And I've coached with you for more than 20 years, and beginning with feng shui, and any reiteration that you do, I am part of it. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care what words you use. You've transformed my life in a lot of meaningful ways. So that said, I'm going to also now turn to Debbie. And then if there's anybody who's got to leave sooner than later, just put it in the chat. And if you especially brought a guest, I want the guests introduced so that we get a chance to know them. I actually have a guest myself, Connie Adams. So Connie, if you're able to just put in the chat how long you're able to stay. All right, Debbie, take it away.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Good.
How many of you all are coaches or consultants helping people? So about 60%. Okay, I saw Jody just raise her hand. So it's interesting. I love the We Empower You platform. And it's interesting because I don't know where you all are. For example, Lauren just presented a year-long program, Doris, for example, right? And I've been for a long time working in a way as president of Body Mind Blueprint as a coach for clients that pay a lot of money. But I've wanted to bring it down so I'm able to reach far more people. So obviously a lot less money, but to a lot of people. I mean, I do it for free if I could afford to. How many of you coaches feel that way as well? Would you do it for free if you could survive, like if your bills were paid and all that, because you just love what you do, right?
Yep.
All right. So in this kind of coaching, then there's something kind of that I think blends really well. And Bettina, you don't know that I've been working on this, but it's really what's called an ascension model. All right. And so where Lauren is right now, Lauren, I'm just saying this from what you just presented today. I don't know for sure. Okay. And where I am is at the very end of this ascension model. So what I mean is that there's online income and there's offline income, Rita. All right. And so most of my income is what's called offline income. And that's when you've got your big program, whatever it is. Mine is a 10-month program. And people pay, and it's that one-on-one kind of coaching, Tamara, maybe a little bit of group coaching. But let me ask you, how scalable is that? When you're doing one-on-one coaching and you're personalizing something, is that super scalable? Can you get like really big and make millions and millions? It's a little hard, right, Mia? Right. And that's kind of where I've been stuck. It's not getting clients, it's not having them, but it's really wanting to reach a whole lot more people, not have people have to pay me a whole lot of money just for me to talk to them that one-on-one. So that kind of takes us to this elevation or ascension model, where we've got 3 ways to make money, 3 different kind of levels online and then 2 offline. And so I'm going to start with it online. And so the online is using some sort of platform, whether it's this, the We Empower You Summit with the website with Lee, where we are marketing something, Elizabeth, but it doesn't need to be a full-on huge program that costs $3,000, $6,000, $10,000. It could be a PDF that's $17. 10 secrets. What was that? What was your title, Tamara? What was that? What was that URL?
10-minute solutions.
All right. So if I were Tamara, I'd have 10-minute solution for athlete's foot, 10-minute solution for jock itch, 10-minute solution for restless legs, 10-minute solution for blah, 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 right? And that would be a PDF. That would be $17, $7, $7, like that, right? And so, you know, you buy a Facebook ad, Tamara, for $10, you put that out there, and then you start, it becomes very predictable. So that's the bottom of this ascension model, right? Well, I didn't have a $7 thing, because what I have is a $10,000 thing that's hundreds of hours of research with video and blah, blah, blah. It's like pretty fancy, right? So then the next one up is when a person sees you and they even just log in to get your newsletter, Rita. That right there is, oh my God, okay, they logged in to get my newsletter. And then the next thing is like, we're just like not doing anything between all of that. So it's like, you know, all right, it's a 10 seconds, 10 this, whatever, you know, whatever you're going to call it, right? And then so that's the lower part. Then the next one is something that might be a webinar. Okay, so you're doing a 90-minute webinar and you're doing a deep dive into blood sugars or something, which is one of the things that I do, right? And they might join that webinar from $47 to $197. So you just scaled up to the middle tier of the online, right? And that goes up to even a bigger model. But I thought, well, that is something that kind of bridges the gap and can create cash flow right away. And so here's an example. So this body mind blueprint that I'm president of, and that's where Bettina kind of caught me when I saw the We Empower You Summit as it stands today, is the kind of product that you really would have had a relationship with a client before they're going to invest that kind of money in you. This is not something you're going to do a webinar and they're going to plop down $10,000 to pay you. Right, Tamara? You can kind of get that. You know what I mean? Even Tony Robbins, when he does online webinars and sells something, the highest is around $19.97. So when you start getting into the bigger dollars, Lauren, you're on a phone call. You're talking to them and you're gonna see if you have that client. So it's really that intermediary part. And so Bettina, one of the things that I will be shifting out of the We Empower You Summit, which is the very, very, very beginning modules of the Body Mind Blueprint, is in fact, I have a webinar that will be coming up that is free, and it is a deep dive. It is called My Perfect Plate Blood Sugar Webinar. And so for those, if you know anybody that struggles with mood, focus, energy, or weight, so I bet you everybody here knows somebody that deals in any one of those areas. And what I'm going to show you guys is going to blow your mind, that this is not about your blood sugar fasting sugars. This is not about your A1C levels at the doctor. This is not about the fact that 80 million Americans are diabetic, but this is about the other 220 million that have no idea how their blood sugars are responding after they eat their breakfast or their lunch or their dinner, and how vastly different it is when you eat oatmeals and strawberries versus bacon and eggs. And I don't mean that like Lauren might have beautiful blood sugars after eating oatmeals and strawberries, but horrible blood sugars with bacon and eggs, where Tamara might have terrible blood sugars with the oatmeal and strawberries, even though the American Diabetic Association says that's the best thing to have. You know, I have clients that it doesn't matter what the books say. You know, I have clients that eat 10 donuts and nothing happens to their blood sugar, but holy crap, they eat cheese and their blood sugars go through the roof. And they were going all keto because they thought that's what they're supposed to do. But here, it's not just that. It's like, and those things affect energy and mood and focus and weight, but it's an opening, it's a doorway into what really is for all of us, wherever your passion is. But mine is this, and I'll finish with this, Bettina. You know, I really know, everybody knows that in the 1500s, we were in what's called the Dark Ages, where information was literally withheld from us. And today people argue that that's kind of going on in some way. I'm not going to get into that, but I will tell you this, which I think any of us would agree with. We are in the blinding white ages of information. There is so much knowledge being shoved at us from so many different angles and so many different opinions and so much science and so much. People are just completely overwhelmed with where do I start? And I think where we start is from going within. There has never been a time where it's more important to literally learn the language of our own body, to go within, learn what is my body telling me? What is my intuition, Doris, telling me? What is my gut, my God, what is that telling me? And so what we do in the end is to help people to learn truly early red flags and warning signs of impending disease, and these little signs that we're not even aware of long before disease happens, which is why 95% of all health dollars that are spent today after a diagnosis. It's got nothing to do with prevention. So that's the Ascension model, and tying it in with the We Empower You, there'll be an opportunity to create a network to the point where you get to just shout it from the rooftops, Doris, and the revenue will be coming in from those 10 different, yep, I'm talking to you. If I'm saying it right, yep, I am talking to you. I know, because I bet you want to shout it from the rooftops. And that's the thing, right? And so with this We Empower You, this to me is I'm transitioning into using the We Empower You so I get to speak with passion and know that the revenue is coming because of referrals and the 10 different ways to make great revenue. And yeah, sure, I'll still get that one-on-one client, but people need to know this information Because even now with COVID, blood sugar is related to that. I mean, and that's just one tiny thing of what I do, but you got it? And then that's what we get to do here, is to build up platform and speak from our heart and not worry about how the money's coming in.
I love it. Thank you so much, Debbie. So I don't know if anybody needs to go sooner than later, but I was going to have Rita go next. Raise your hand if you have to go before Rita. You guys can hang on. Doris has got to go. You got to go? Okay, I'll have you go and then we'll have Rita go. Unmute.
Can I say something before I go?
Yes. Oh, yes. I was going to say, introduce yourself before you go.
Hi, everybody. I'm sure most of you know who I am. I'm Doris Hughes Green, and I was really surprised. Debbie was, I said, she calling my name? Then I heard it again. But you know, Debbie, I'm a diabetic. I need to talk to you. I know so many people out here that's got that disease. It's a crazy one. Maybe we can, well, I know this whole entire group is a great collaboration. And I'm listening, and I like to hop in on everybody's thing and see what's going on so I can see what's going on. And then, you know, I still believe we can make it together, other than you over here and I'm over there. We need to do this together to get things happening. And I'm excited to meet everybody on here. One day, we're going to be powerful together. Right now, we're just growing.
Yes.
We're growing. And I did. What's that, Bettina?
You mentioned something on a post in the We Empower You community, which I think you should say something about, which is that you can post Facebook Lives with Doris for your program through her.
You do a webinar or whatever. I'm sorry.
You might have a fee. Yeah, explain it.
Okay, I just discovered, you know, I did a Zoom the other day and it was an hour and a half. I'm on the radio an hour and a half, hour and 25 minutes. And I just happened to send the man the email because somebody sent it to me and I says, can you play this on the radio? And he did. And he says, boy, that was a good show, Doris. So I thought, this is a new year. It's time to get out there. So if y'all want to play your videos on my radio so you can tell people, because people need to know that this is just another way that gave me an idea. I tell you, they just keep shooting out of my head. And if that's something you guys want to do when you schedule your videos or your webinars or something, even if it's 1 hour, connect with me. I will send it to me via email, and I would send it to my guy, and he would play it to around the world to all the listeners. Now, I'm dealing with a Spanish-speaking people, but they speak English. And you know, we all suffer from diabetes, a lot of us, especially me and a lot of other people. I think on this call, there's a lot of people. I don't mind helping you get where you want to go, because that's going to help me get where I want to go. And I do have the platform to make you guys go bigger. I've been around for 9 years, radio. And I've been telling the radio for 9 years where Miss Doris is going. So now I'm walking into what Miss Doris told the people 9 years ago, what she was going to do. And I had planned to connect with other people. And I did write in my book, and I prayed and I said, Lord, if you could just hook me up with some white people, that'd be great. So look at here. You get what you asked for, don't you? Okay, so that's what's available. I have another Zoom at 4:30, but that is something that we can talk about. And then it'll stop me from talking so much on the radio and just play, because I done spoke about God long enough. It's time for these people to hear what's going on. So I'm willing to do that for you, but it will be a fee.
Yes, and your fees are very affordable, so that's wonderful to know. I'll be talking
Well,
about
I don't know. They going up just like everybody else's. It's a new year, you know. Okay. All right. Well, Debbie.
We'll be talking.
Me and you I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear what everybody got to say, but I can't be in everybody's space at one time.
Doris,
Okay,
how would I get your contact information, Doris?
Yeah, type your contact information
in the chat for me.
There you go. All right, thank you, Doris.
Say what?
Thank you.
You're welcome, Bettina, and I know you want to jump in on this because, girl, you need to get that word out, huh?
Uh-huh. All right.
Yes, okay.
Bye, you ladies. I know Debbie's going to head out here too. I don't know if you can listen to a few seconds here of Rita. Rita is the money lady. How about that? Come on in.
Hi, Bettina. Thank you for having me here. You know what, being in this room with so many amazing, powerful women, it is, you know, extremely humbling, but I love being, I'm going to say, I don't want to say the small fish, but I'm going to say the young fish growing up into the mature fish or the wise fish, or, you know, I want to be in that pond where I can grow. And because I believe the top leaders of the world, education, they adore it. And an educated society is an elevated society. And when we can create communities that do that and create missions that move us, we change the world. And you're looking at the room, with the exception of a few, and you know, love the men that support the women that are also on these movements. So what I've created is the money education movement. We want to be the change that we want to see in the world. How many people have been asking, we should be educated about money, right? From kinder to college. We keep waiting for the schools to do it. We're waiting for another system. But what if that call tapped you on the shoulder like it did me? Gonna answer it. How are you gonna answer it? I answered that big question because I really, really believe that an educated society is an elevated society, especially when it comes to our finances. When our finances are in order, we flourish. So in answering that call, I look at it like this. If we raise our financial intelligence, how do we raise our financial intelligence? Well, how did our mamas start out? Many mamas started out, they started reading to their babies in the womb, creating a vibration and energy of positivity, of love, so that this way, when we were born into the world, those words, those vibrations of those words would feel familiar. When we're familiar with things, that breeds confidence, especially in our conversations. It's no different with the relationship of money. So when you raise your financial intelligence, you create what I call a financial shield of armor when we go out in the world so that we can thrive in today's world. So I'm on a movement and I can't do it alone, like Lauren said. It is something that we have to do together. Imagine if we could skip a stone and it would skip the water several times. Well, it wouldn't be one ripple effect, it would be a multiplication, a multiplied ripple effect. What if we could take 12 years and condense it into 24 hours to improve your personal economy, because it starts with us, to then improve your community's economy, because it has a ripple effect up. I have two mighty missions that I share. I want to cut the bankruptcy rate due to medical related issues in half. I want to educate 1 million families in the next, I say 3 years with your help. I'll say 5 just to expand a little. But if we want to be the change that we want to see in the world, and we want everybody to have an equal opportunity to have a money education, it all starts with the money education movement. And all you have to do, all I have is one simple ask. Go to mamaritamoney.com, check out Money Education Movement, and be curious to find out more, because there are scholarships opportunities, learning from amazing business models like We Empower You, where we can give affiliate fees in abundance because of the immense value that you are sharing. So you get to share in that value. And scholarshiping children from ages 12 to 24. So that ripple effect, remember the multiple stones, can come along, and then we can compress time And I know it can be done because I did it with my family. And I shared in the chat a little bit earlier about my 22-year-old listening to our words today in a room, right? Well, I brought my children along to programs like this where I paid $10, $20, $40,000. And I was the only mama who asked to have my children scholarshiped in them. Because I knew that if they just heard the words, they would be stronger, better, more confident. And my son, my 27-year-old son, is actually doing the program with me now.
Nice.
I can't even believe it because he asked me to do it. So this is what can happen in our lives. So at 27, he is now teaching what I didn't even know at age 45. What many don't know at age 50 or 60. And so I just have one ask. You know, I'll put my Mama Rita in the bottom of my message. Share it with people. That's all you, just like Bettina's model. Share what is good so we can come together as that one giant village to elevate society. Like Lauren said, rising tides raise all ships. And that is what the community of women, that village, nothing, like Lauren said, it's not against men or for men because each of us have our skills to share. But it was the women in the village that kept the community together, nurturing them. Hence why I'm actually called Mama Rita. That was a nickname that started from my clients and people, because I don't push people up the hill. I don't pull people up the hill. We walk hand in hand together in that village. Taurus, I love Taurus.
All right, now,
That
Mama
energy,
Rita.
that's it.
Mama Rita, I like you.
Create it to be fun so that we can flourish together.
Thank you so much, Rita. Appreciate your sharing and welcome. Of course, you're a longtime member now because we've got people like Jody and Troy. Jody introduced Troy. Troy's one of our latest members. Go in that order. Yay, congratulations, Troy. And then Mia can go after Troy.
Okay. Well, I threw some money your way, Bettina.
Huh?
I said I threw some money your way.
Oh, fantastic. All right, Jody, introduce Troy and yourself.
Oh, hi, my name is Jody Allen, and I've been with We Empower You for, I think it's close to 2 months now. So I'm actually not as new as some of the other people. I was quite overwhelmed at first. I knew it was where I needed to be. In my heart, I knew that's where I needed to be. And I knew that if I just keep coming to meetings that, you know, I'll just keep on learning more and more each meeting that I come to. And I have, and I'm so grateful for it. And I also invited Troy. So he wound up joining the other day. So welcome, Troy.
Yay,
Thank
Troy.
So I'm Troy Thompson, and Navan Global is one of the companies that I work with. And the connection that I made with Jody regarding that is a detox product. And keeping it simple, like Lee was talking about, the product is basically like a sponge, and it absorbs heavy metals and toxins in the body, and then they're excreted out of the body. And so a healthy, clean your body can can heal itself. And then, you know, people, I mean, the supplement world is a gigantic market. And so any supplements that a person takes, vitamins, whatever that might be, you have a healthier, cleaner body, then your supplements are going to be more effective. Medications, if you are on medication, are going to be more effective, and people find they can actually decrease their medications over time with a healthier, cleaner body. And listening to Rita is so funny because I say a lot of those same words. I also work with Symmetry Financial Group. Rita and I do some very similar things. And I'm part of a business networking international group. And on the sheet, you have to do a bio whenever it's your week to give a presentation. So one of the questions is your burning desire. And the answer that I put on there is increase individuals' financial intelligence. Rita's speaking my language. because she's absolutely right that the average person's financial intelligence is pretty low because it's not taught. And so then people kind of fear money and they don't take the initiative to learn anything about it. So I really appreciate the passion that she has for that. And I specifically focus more on life insurance and showing people how to use life insurance to become their own bank, basically, and cut themselves off as much as possible from the banking world and finance their own transactions. And it's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the generosity.
Thank you so much. I'm typing away madly here because people are starting to head out and type me notes, and I'm like trying to get to everybody. But thank you so much, Troy. It's so great to have you. And among the other members, the next we have Mia. Mia is also relatively recent. I think she joined just before you. And just as of last night, Gail, her friend, joined. And so now she's going to be the recipient of the next $800 check. So I'm really excited about that. Second, Mia, your face disappeared, but you're still on, I hope.
That's weird. I can see myself. Can you guys see me now?
No.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can.
that's bizarre.
You were there.
I can see myself and I can see all of you. Well, anyway, face or not, my voice is here, hopefully. And I'm just very excited to be a part of this group. It's wonderful and it's fun and it just gets more enjoyable the more I step in and get to know people. So I'm really excited to be here. And I've told Bettina this and I tell people who I talk to about this group that I just love how it's the intersection of altruism meeting business. And I went to a top 10 business school and paid a lot of money for an MBA and they never taught what we're teaching here. So I think it's wonderful. And I do a lot of work with nonprofits. And so I love that this is blending those two things. And that's, it's just a great way to do business. It's the best business model out there. And I'm excited to share it with more people.
Great, thank you so much, Mia. And I love how you put this, the altruism blended with the business, because we are certainly all of that. So let's see here, where are we at? Moria and then Elizabeth. Oh, and Rosie was here. Is Rosie popped off now? Moria?
Hi, I have been with this group for many months and so forth, and I'm very glad to be a part of it and so forth. It gives me lots of collaboration possibilities and lots of connecting with people over different topics and so forth. What I'm most involved in right now is getting on radio list or podcasts and being interviewed about nonviolent communication or about being a life coach or about my 2 books, Pleasures and Ponderings from None to Nudist to Now, and diving right in, reflecting on life's adventures. So I continue to want and use the experiences of people here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moria. And we're going to be working together on the radio list. And also I'll be working with Lee. So if anybody's interested in working on the radio list that we have as part of the We Empower You membership, just kind of come over in our path and we'll scoop you up and help you with that. I'm also working on my speaker one sheet to be able to do podcasting, podcasting. And then I also have a PR media list as well. So looking forward to working with Moria on that. Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hi there. You're not incognito.
No, trying not to be.
Good for you.
Well, you know, I listen to all of you and you're so well spoken. Oh my goodness, and so focused and so professional. I just am humbled, like I said, just to be with you. I'm coming out of a place where I've just been floating for a lot of years, caregiving for my mom. And so I haven't really taken care of my own direction. And that's why I'm here, just going along with it. Bettina keeps on saying, just stay in the flow and you'll get there. And so I contracted with Lee to help me with the website. And I was all over the map. And I was just finally said to her yesterday what my real passion was being so upset about the censorship that's going on right now in the media. And we just started brainstorming and came up with a plan. And it looks like I'm starting to bring my focus in. So I stayed with the program, kept on working with Lee, and it's really amazing just to see things starting to gel. And I still don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I've been doing some of the steps, like you said, building an email list and just putting it into effort, getting some platforms on Telegram and different places, and then just seeing where this all goes. But Lee really helped me yesterday pull it together. So it was really wonderful.
That's
so looks like we're on our way, launching pad starting.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining us here today. Any final thoughts by anybody? No?
Nope.
How about we talk to the Facebook audience? Open up your mics and say, come on over. Come on over, everybody. Come on. This is the We Empower You community. You're going to want to be a part of our community, right?
Come join our party. There's nothing
come join the party. Why? What? Give me in like one sentence or less than that. Why join the We Empower You community? Elizabeth, we'll start with you.
Encouragement.
Encouragement.
Yeah.
Great. Mia.
Aligning. Now that you put me on the spot, you got me. I want to say that this group is the intersection of altruism and business. And it is a great group of people, very supportive with everything from professional to hugs virtually. It's a great group.
Thank you. Moria.
Encouragement and collaboration.
Fantastic. Troy.
Well, since we talked about money, I would say compounding, but because compounding applies to everything. And so you just have access to so many things in the group.
Thank you. Jody.
Being around like-minded people and just being in the network with everybody.
Yes, I love that. Lauren.
I would say accountability and support. You don't get this information in one sitting. It requires that, the regular trickle of weekly check-ins and new ideas, and it adds to what Troy was saying about compounding. I think that's absolutely accurate.
That's great. Now Susan's back. So she didn't get a chance to introduce herself. Do you want to jump in and share a little bit more about you and what you're up to?
Hi, I'm going to be invisible. So I guess I have many interests. I'm an artist of many different styles. I have been painting mostly in oil and acrylic over the summer, but I mean for many years. And I also sell a product, which is like a network, network marketing company that I'm excited about. I've been in many network marketing companies, and that's not really fun. So I'm trying to find that happy balance or a platform, so that I don't know. I'm trying to find that happy platform, that balance of the product, because I've always been interested in my well-being, right, and the well-being of others. So I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. I used to live in the Seattle area. Now I live in Jamestown, New York.
And you just flew through here, and we spent some time with you and Jody and I. That was last week, and it was fun to have you.
It was a blast.
So thank you so much. And you're bringing lots of people to the meetings, so thank you also for that. And for those of you who haven't yet figured this out, this is a Wednesday at 3 o'clock meeting. We have it every Wednesday, 52 weeks out of the year, come rain or shine, holiday or not. So far anyway. So anyway, we'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.